everyone, you may have heard that in some parts of the country, the housing market is shifting more towards a buyer's market. That means more homes for sale, homes taking longer to sell, and more negotiating power for home buyers. In this video, I'm going to talk about whether we're seeing that market shift here in the Twin Cities and what that means if you're thinking about buying or selling a home sometime this fall. Now, stick around to the end of the video if you want to know how our metro market is stacking up against others around the country and what that might mean for the housing market in the next, 3 to 6 months. If we haven't met yet, my name is Jay Troutlowen. I'm a Minneapolis realtor and a bit of a data nerd. Every month, I break down the market stats to see what's up, what's down, and what it means for you. Now, if you find this video helpful, I hope you'll hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have questions about what I'm talking about today, put them in the chat below, or you can call me, text me, or email me. I really like questions. All right, so let's get started. In August, we had about 4,900 new listings come to market, and that's just down just a titch, about 0.5% from August last year. Now, the story is a little bit different when we look at new construction listings, which dropped by almost 10% in August year over year. So builders seem to kind of be pulling back due to concerns about the impacts of tariffs on steel and lumber and other building materials, and just an increase in building material costs. On the flip side, the number of new listings of pre-existing homes for sale actually ticked up just a tiny bit. So that supply is kind of edging up, but not in any huge way. So how is that affecting the total inventory of homes for sale? So the total inventory in August, that means homes that came to market and those that were on the market already, sat at about 8,271, which is nearly unchanged from last year. Looking again a little deeper into those numbers though, I do see an increase of 2.4% in the number of pre-owned homes on the market compared to last year. And the number of new build homes was down about 9%. So that kind of mirrors the lack of new listings, right? So less more homes coming to market, lower supply in the new builds category. So when we talk about overall supply, we've got about 2.6 months of supply, and that's down just a tiny bit from August last year, and that is still considered a seller's market. A seller's market is less than 4 months of supply. A balanced market is considered between 4 and 6 months, and more than 6 months is considered a buyer's market. Even though we're still in a seller's market, homes are taking longer to sell. The average number of days on market was 40 in August, and that's up from 38 days last year. So days on market kind of is the time between when a property is listed for sale and when a buyer and a seller have a signed contract. So if we take all of this information together, I think you can see that the shift in the market that's happening in places like Miami and Orlando and Austin, Texas, isn't happening here yet. But it could be coming. A Redfin analysis published last month showed that of the top 50 markets ranked by ratio of buyers to sellers, 30 metro markets now have shifted to buyers markets. Now, Minneapolis is 41st on that list, and we are still in a seller's market, although we are edging up a little bit closer to that balanced market. Now let's talk a little bit about home prices. The median sale price in August was $390,000, and that's kind of where it's been since June. That's about 3.3% higher than it was last August, but that kind of flattening of price, we saw that last summer too, in June, July, August, and into September. We might see a little uptick as the fall market kicks in. New construction prices are holding strong. The median sale price was just over $549,000, and that's about 6.5% higher than it was a year ago. And I think maybe we can attribute those rising prices in new construction to sort of diminished supply, which I talked about earlier in the video. Now, the growth in the average home sale price was just about the same as the median sale price. The average home price in the 7-county metro was $471,000, and that's up about 3.7% from last year. So what does this all mean? Inventory is up since the beginning of the year. Of course, we have a seasonal market, but it's kind of crested and we're on the backside of that. We are seeing more pre-existing homes on the market, especially in the above $500,000 category. Prices are continuing to be stable and edge up a little bit, although it's taking a little longer to sell a home than it was last year. Not a lot, but we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown in the buyer market. So if you're thinking about selling your home, you're going to still benefit from low supply and steady demand, but you're going to need to be very careful in your pricing. And if you're buying, you're going to see more choice than you did early in the year and less competition, but you're still going to want to move quickly if you find the right home. So that's what I have for you for my September market report. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next month.